One thing that I'm very curious about when it comes to Episode 9 by J.J. Abrams has all to do with the character of Rey, since he will be giving her a very important lineage in this movie. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about this movie, at least in my perception, has all to do with the big mysteries that will be unlocked in this film by J.J. and Chris Terrio. Now, we do know that this movie is going to actually tap into the prequel trilogy era, as well as the original trilogy and other forms of the Disney canon within the Star Wars franchise. Now, these past couple of months or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. However, one very interesting detail involving Episode 9 has all to do with Reys Origin. Now, Reys Origin is actually going to be one of the big plot elements in this movie, and a big part of Rey's journey in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, this most definitely falls directly in line with the personal mission that Rey will be going on in this film. In case you guys missed it, Episode 9 will feature a part of the movie that will primarily focus on Rey going on her own personal mission in Star Wars Episode 9. And now part of that personal mission has all to do with her gaining knowledge of the origins of herself. So the origins of the character of Rey, a lot of people have been wondering about this. Now, there are a lot of unanswered questions in the sequel trilogy that will be answered in this movie, and Rey's origins are going to play a major role in one of the plot twists in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, we do know that this film is going to have the most twists and turns out of every single Star Wars movie to date. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to having a lot of twists and turns in a Star Wars film, is that a good or a bad thing? Does that kind of devalue the whole entire, surprise of having a twist in a Star Wars movie if you have multiple twists in a Star Wars film itself? Now, if you guys had to ask me, when I look at the character of Rey, we do know that J.J. Abrams initially wanted to do something very special with her origin, her lineage, and even her identity. Now, the origins of Rey, like I say, will be a very important thing in Episode 9, and it's going to be a part of one of the plot twists in this movie, and will also be incorporated into one of the personal missions that Rey will be going on within the second act of Episode 9. So, Rey's origin, exactly how will they explore this? Will this be done through the use of flashbacks as well in present time, where Rey actually gets to see different visions and apparitions of the past and getting a better knowledge of herself and others? Or is it just going to be Rey gaining knowledge of herself through, let's say, for example, Jedi and Sith artifacts, or some Jedi lore, or even maybe the character of Luke Skywalker? Now, we do know that Luke Skywalker is also going to have a huge revelation in this movie, and that he is going to be saying something very much of importance in Star Wars Episode 9 that is truly going to change the entire sequel trilogy. So, with that being said, could it be that Luke Skywalker is the one that will reveal the true origin of Rey in Episode 9? So, the thing here is this. We do know that Chris Terrio, I know that a lot of people are very skeptical of him being involved in this movie, since he was attached to Justice League, which that movie did not do entirely well. A lot of people are kind of half and half on that movie. So, looking at everything that has been happening with Episode 9 here, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm have to really step their game up in order to really surprise the fans and to really have a lot of satisfied fans, right? You can't just throw in twists and turns for the hell of it. It has to have a lot of meaning and purpose and substance. And in order for them to do that, it most definitely has to reflect on both The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. So Rey's origin, the fact that it's going to be a big part of this movie, I think is something that is truly exciting me personally to go ahead and see this film and learn exactly who she really is, or who she's really connected to, and what really happened in the past that led her to this point in time throughout The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and Episode 9. There is a lot to be told here with this movie by JJ. And I just want to go over one last thing here. If we do look at the character of Rey, we do know that Daisy Ridley has said before in the past that, there's going to be a lot of questions for the next 2 years after Episode 8 that will eventually be answered in Episode 9. And apart from all of that, a lot of that is going to have to do with her identity, her origins, and yes, even other elements of the character that have actually been unexplored. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.